So here we are with the Christmas tree. Just gonna try working it. The buds are about to open up, so don't want to let this go any longer. So we're just gonna get to it. I'm not going to try to work the roots too hard. Just going to try to get down to maybe where the base is so we can style this thing. These Alberta Dwarf Spruces tend to have some circling roots, sometimes some burls, a few things just because of their potting practices using them. So hopefully we don't have any of that here. And we can get away with not a lot of root pruning. I see one root that's kind of problematic. You can see right there, it starts here, wraps its way around, and is quite large. See, there's some more way in there. Oof. Big old one. So we're not going to work on that big one. We'll maybe just remove this guy and call it a day. Yeah, it's quite a bit of root to remove, so I want to go easy on these guys. So I think our choices for fronts are either something along there or something there. Eventually we'll have to take that out. You can see it grew down, hit the bottom of something, and then circle. So in fact, maybe we'll take a little bit of that out, just because it is going to stop us from putting this in a shallower pot. It's a pretty substantial root to be removing, but we hopefully have enough roots up in here. Okay, let's do like a split trunk style. That's what I'll try. So, get rid of all these low ones. We don't need these. So if that's the case, we need to clean up anything in here. Kind of separate those two. Do that. That's kind of what we're going for. And then we'll have this grow kind of up. These guys tend to want to go up. I kind of like that. So we'll do a split trunk kind of up. Take that off. That's really heavy in the back, but we might need it. It's not too bad. Start to wire these down. So we'll select some branches in here, but I think that's kind of where we're going. So we'll just throw some wire on this now. And try to get that separation a little more. Get some movement. And so Alberta Dwarf Spruce, like I said, want to go up. So if you're trying to put your wires flat or kind of downwards, which is a classical shape, you're going to want to leave them on quite a while and probably get a little bit of bite. I think that's the best method to do it. We're trying that out ourselves and we'll let you know, but we definitely know that they like to spring up, and that's the biggest problem. Most people point out with them is that, they spring up and don't make a very convincing bonsai, at least classically. I'm a big fan of making do with what you got, and I think there's a lot of material, you just got to know how to work with it. So it's a pretty weak side, so hopefully this other side over here will hold up to what we're about to do to it. Again, we're going to try to prune not a whole lot, just get some major branches, get a little repot. We'll try to leave it at that. Don't want to work these too hard. I think that also is a problem. Going too quick, too much too quick. So wrap this up here. Don't know if this will be thick enough to get any movement, but we will try. Used to get some nice subtle movement. Work that up the top. Just trying to open this up a bit. Get some interest in here. Not really sure where this is headed just yet. Just try to double it up on the bottom. And the weak point would be that crotch region, so I'm not going to force that too much. Another thing with these guys, if you tend to point branches down, they can lose vigor, and people claim that they die really quickly, so we don't want to do that. Butt off there. I smashed it, so it's not going to do us any favors. Throw another small similar gauge wire on here just to get a little more hold in the bottom. It's also really important too, since these branches want to shoot up, that you anchor them really well. So 2-branch principle is critical. Just follow that wire track up. So that should hang on quite well. So let's see how that bends. I'll try to get this. Maybe we'll actually need this wire a little higher. So we'll send this up the rest of the way. Position this on. Try not to smash too many buds. Something. So just clear the front face and maybe just wire some of these down. Maybe if we build that out, have an extension of this. This will almost be the south side and this will be a short side, maybe. So we'll try something like that. This guy's gotta go. Good old eye poker, you don't want those. All right, I kind of like that. Let's see what we can do with that. Wire some of these down. Maybe if we can mirror some of that movement. Okay, so I don't know if we want our first branch to be this one or this one. Got this guy here. We might just leave too many branches at this point just because we don't want to take too much off at this time. Maybe wire some main ones flat and then we'll kind of call it. Maybe thin out the top a little bit. It's pretty beefy. A lot going on here. In fact, we'll take that right off. There's plenty of buds up there. Almost like a problematic amount of buds. So we'll wire this guy down. Maybe we got another one here. I think that's kind of low to be useful, but this will be our first main branch. Maybe it's pretty big. Wonder if I could, you know what? Take that off and we'll get this guy into position. This guy will be just a whatever. Yep. Maybe this one just anchored to the trunk. It's going to be a pretty hot mess for wires, but I think at this stage it's okay. I'm not too worried. And then just open coils at the end. So we're going to try to get that kind of white pineish look up and out. Maybe. Do that forward. Leave these two down next. So we're a huge fan of recycling wire, waste not, want not, and it's just far better than using new pieces of wire every time. This is going to be a bit of a tough one. Not a lot of room around there. Maybe we'll do this. I'll have to go like this. Up. I'm going to try to get at least one twist on the trunk to really anchor that wire in. So it's getting a little tough. Then again, these branches may not stay in the future. We'll see. Some of these are kind of thick. So if you want to make that tree look a little older, you use thinner branches. Is the trick. Depth in the back from that guy. This guy's looking up here. Start to fill that out. Just cut out that main chunk. Same with this. We'll cut out that main chunk. Let's come forward. Let's fill that space. Going with the back, maybe, and shorten it with that one. So we'll put these two together. And when you're wiring, something I always try to keep in mind, which is a really good tip, is try to aim for branches of equal thickness, similar thickness, I should say. Just makes your wire selection easier. It's not always feasible, and this is turning into a bit of a wire soup here. We will attempt it. So we got this one shooting straight up, so. And an Alberta Dwarf Spruce like this, I think anything up is eventually going to be what the tree selects, so you want to be careful. You'll probably be fighting that branch. This is going to be some cross wiring, so definitely not exhibition wiring, but that's okay. Little buds in there that are in the way. Just remove them, because I'm going to trap them in. Kill them. There goes my scissors. So as I mentioned, this is just Christmas tree material. In fact, we'll shorten this. A lot of buds there at the end. Get some back budding, and then we have the other one up there. So this is kind of what we got. That's kind of in the way, so you gotta ignore some of these. So we'll try to pull this forward and up, and this guy, maybe to fill this back space, kind of like that. This one's going back there, so this guy will just going to occupy the other space here, and we got some upward buds. Take that off. It's too close. We'll take that off. We'll leave that one. shorten this, and we'll shorten. Actually, we'll leave that. We'll leave that for bigger. We want this guy to recover quick because we are doing some damage here. We're bending it, treating it not so great. So almost have like a ladder. So maybe this guy needs to come forward. We're going to try to work with the tree. Like I said, Alberta Dwarf Spruce had a tendency to spring up, so we're going to try to use that. We're going to work with it. So we'll kind of see what happens here. It's for styling, a little rough, a little dirty. Leave on more than you need with the future plan. So I think this guy needs to almost come back here, maybe fill this space. So we'll wire him probably just to the trunk, or maybe even pull this guy over. Yeah, we'll do something like this. He'll start to fill out and kind of come at you a little bit. Perfect. So selecting gauges of wire is usually just I just eyeball it. You'll get a feel for it. The more you do it, wiring is just one of those things that you want to do it more. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And again, this is by no means exhibition wiring. This is get you there now wiring, which is some of my favorite wiring, in fact. I love utility. All right, so this is gonna be a little weird because we got to go up the trunk here because we do have a lot of wires in one spot. Just gonna free up some space to allow that wire to actually get in there. We're trapping too many buds. So it's getting busy here, but that's okay. Get that out there. We'll just leave an open coil. Get this out to here so we can have a little bit of control of this tip. Nothing too crazy. Avoiding all buds once again. And I think we can cut this back. Yeah, this is super long. We don't need that much. So I'll remove that. Be really careful of this bud. Good. All right. So we're gonna turn this to me while I do this part, just because I'm not that skilled at doing this while facing a camera. I'll get that up there. Maybe these should be watered down. Yeah, I think we'll do that too. So here's kind of what we're working with. Again, you gotta ignore these. These will eventually be dropped, I believe, as this guy works up. Position here so these guys aren't overlapping. And so we'll have this as the short side and this is the long side. So we're going to try to leave some longer branches. We'll have this kind of tail out. It's supposed to be the south facing side of the tree, which you typically see is a lot longer. And so just keeping the roots wet here because they are exposed. It's a pretty wet day today, but you just want to be sure they don't dry out. That would be a problem. So remove some of these needles in here. It's kind of what we got so far. I'm liking it. This will be turned here and then we'll bring this out and we'll start letting these fill in. In fact, since these are kind of thick, probably walk this exact same wire up and out. And so I think a shape that I always have in my head for the top the apex of a conifer is usually a T shape. Try to make a T, and then you'll have that bud out, and hopefully you get a nice dense canopy as you continue to grow that out over time and ramify that apex. So we're just going to leave that wire just kind of out there, maybe off to the side so nobody gets stabbed. Turn this, that down, turn that, and send it off to the back. Get this guy a little tweak. Not so bad. So we got our one side. Pretty happy with that. Moving pretty quick here. This has got to go maybe up in here. Got a few upward facing branches that maybe we'll leave just to see if we can get them to gain some vigor. So I think the only branch I'm really going to wire here will be these two. There's maybe another branch in here, but I think that's all we're going to do, just to open this up. I'll just see how this back buds. I've got another back branch here that I could use to give some depth, so that's good. That's good. Maybe I'll even cut that to get these guys to back bud a little bit. That guy's a junk branch, so we don't really care about that one. Go wire that guy flat. Yeah, we're pretty good here. Since this is a junk branch, we're going to move that weak growth there that would probably shade this. Yeah, pretty happy about that. I think I was going to wire these two, right? Yeah. This one here too, so we'll get that out of there. This is a really, really weak interior growth. It's just going to block our wire. I think we can almost get some filling out like that. And I'll leave that. I'll resist the urge to cut that back right now. So we'll get this on here. Got some weak interior growth. Probably will die, but we'll leave it. Again, we're looking to promote growth here as much as we can to repair the damage we just did. And we'll work on this in stages. I think going for broke sometimes is not always the best strategy. So I'm going to try to position this guy flat. Flatten it out, try to get our pad. This isn't the best wiring here because I want to kind of up a position of these. So then we've got some back branches. We can pull this guy down or pull this guy down. So we got lots of options. So that's our tree. Got to kind of ignore these. There's way too many branches on here, but that's okay. It's okay. And we're allowing these guys to kind of aim up in our styling, akin to what you might see more traditionally on a white pine, as opposed to like something that's been held down by the snow so much. So if that makes any sense, we've got our short side, and then we'll start to build this down, and I think I'll have to pull some of these guys down to kind of visually fill that space, but we'll see how it goes. These will probably all very much weaken because they are pointing away. So next stage, we'll pot this up. I'll probably skip that step for you. It's kind of boring. Nothing too crazy going on there. And we're not going to work those roots anymore. Maybe just cut some of these long guys back, but that's as much as we're going to do today. It'll be a problem for future. Right now we just want this tree to recover and settle in. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you like our videos, like, subscribe, follow us. We'll keep putting these out. This is just us signing off from the somewhat messy but busy greenhouse. Take care.